To Plumbing 101 with Aqua Plumbing here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Aqua Plumbing's the name and turd herding's the game. We rush so you can flush. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This is our very first radio show, so there might be some mistakes made that are entertaining, and we hope that everybody has a really good time listening to our show. I'm here with my absolutely wonderful wife. Her name is Becky White. She's a native of Las Vegas, and I won't tell you when she was born because then I'll get a beating, and that's not a good thing. So, again, thank you for tuning in, and I'd like to introduce my wife. Hang on, my phone is ringing. Very good. That's another service call. Let me get rid of that person. All right, Miss Becky White, my wonderful wife. Thank you for coming to the show with us today.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about the plumbing industry, the do's and don'ts of plumbing. Not a lot of people want to talk about plumbing. We want to talk about plumbing. There's a lot of things that you as people need to know and understand about plumbing, and we're very passionate about what we do. We've been doing it for a long time. And our primary concern in life is to make sure that clean water gets delivered to buildings, houses, and the wastewater is eliminated from buildings and houses safely, and therefore everybody stays healthy. I'm a firm believer in the fact that the plumbing industry is probably the most important industry in the world. If you really think about it, when it's hot out, you got to go. When it's cold, you got to go. The common denominator is you got to go, and our job is to make sure that everybody goes and it is safely removed from the building with adequate fresh water brought into a building. So with that said, again, my name's Artie White. I was my mom and dad moved here in 1973, and they brought me along because I was just a little tyke and couldn't say no. And went to junior high school here in Las Vegas, went to high school here in Las Vegas, and then I wound up going into the plumbing industry, oddly enough, November 1 of 1980, and it has been a real interesting ride. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do coming out of high school, as most teenagers really don't know what they want to do. I didn't have any aspirations to go to college, so I was offered a job at a plumbing contracting firm, and I then went ahead and said yes, and it's been downhill, pun intended. It's been downhill from there, and now Becky and I own Aqua Plumbing. We've been in business since 2004. We service the Las Vegas area, Boulder City, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Clark County, and we succumb to anybody's needs or desires in the plumbing industry, whether it be remodels or simple service calls, water heaters, kitchen sinks, anything you can think of that would have to do with plumbing. You'll hear me refer to Becky as Ma, and she hates it, but that's been that's been. She said it makes her feel old, and I'm going to ask her. Well, I was going to ask her until I lost my train of thought, but I do want to ask. I'm going to go ahead and ask her. How long you been here?
I was actually born and raised here.
You're born here in Las Vegas?
I was.
Northwest Las Vegas? That was a baited question. I already knew where she was. Well, you weren't born in Northwest Las Vegas.
No.
You were actually born down in the older part of town where back then that was the town.
It was. It was.
Remember the address?
Nope.
I'm from Denver, Colorado originally, and we went there not long ago, and we were with some friends, and I said, Ma, look up this address. So she plunked in an address I'd given her, and she said, what's that address? And I said, well, that's the house I lived in when I was 8. And she looked at me like I had a third eye on my forehead, and she said, how in the hell do you remember where you lived, the address where you lived when you were 8? And we were driving down some street in Denver, and the telephone said that we were like 2 miles away from my childhood house. So we went ahead and asked the people that were driving us around. They gladly took me by my childhood house. It's interesting because I can remember the address of all of the houses I've ever lived in, and my wife thinks I'm a freak show. So where'd you go to school?
I graduated from Western.
You did. So did you graduate early?
I did.
Did you graduate early because you were a problem child, or did you graduate early because you were a sharp dude?
I graduated early because I hated high school.
Incidentally, we have 5 children. We have Shelby. We
17.
have 17 years old. We have
Nathan.
He's 18 years old. We have
Alexis.
She's 20. She just turned 20 a couple days ago. We have
Trevor.
We have Trevor. He actually works at Aqua Plumbing. He is he's a plumbing professional, and he goes around and fixes people's needs. And then we have
Dustin.
And he's 30, and he is our everything guy. He does everything for us. He picks up all the pieces. He makes sure everything is the way it should be, and he's basically the housekeeping guy. Anything the guys need on the job, he's there. He goes, pulls our permits, which incidentally, permits in the plumbing industry are very, very important. We'll get into those in another show, but that's our brood, and
don't forget about the grandkids.
And we do have the grandkids. They have no value except for fun right now. We can't get them to do anything except say things that they shouldn't say. You know, their parents drop their kids off, which is our grandkids, in case you're not keeping up with the conversation out there. And I believe it's my job to teach them things that they shouldn't be saying. And then, of course, when the parents come pick their grandchildren up from our house, I get in trouble. So it's kind of fun. And sometimes they'll call and say, "Can you watch the kids tonight? Is Artie home?" We don't want our children to learn things they're not supposed to say. So, no, it's a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun in our lives. We have a lot of fun at work. I'm one that firmly believes that you should really, truly enjoy what you're doing during the day. We get up in the morning. We look very forward to going to work, interacting with our employees, and also interacting with customers. So we're very happy with the direction that Aqua Plumbing is going, and we are out there to help people, and that is exactly what we do. So how long have you been with Aqua Plumbing? Since it started?
Since it started.
And again, we started in 2004. We're a family-owned company. We've got some friends and family that actually work for us. A lot of communication within the confines of Aqua Plumbing. So there's really, you can't make everybody happy in your employment, but we believe that we really have probably some of the happiest employees probably in the city of Las Vegas. Most of our employees have been with us for many, many, many years. A lot of them actually were there when we started Aqua Plumbing, and they understand the fundamentals of what we're all about. And we're all about helping people, saving people money. My technicians are strictly not allowed, I should say our technicians, they're strictly not allowed. They're unallowed to upsell. They will go out and perform a service call for whomever they're asked to go out and perform for, answer whatever pertinent questions that the customer may have, and they will not sell somebody something they do not need. And they also give the customer the option and all of the options before the customer actually makes a decision. So we do not allow that at Aqua Plumbing. So if you call Aqua Plumbing here in Las Vegas and you have a plumbing problem, rest assured you're either going to get one of the technicians out there to safely and professionally take care of your problem, and you're going to get exactly what you pay for, and they are not going to pressure you in any way to sell you anything that you do not need nor do you want. And if you've got a big gigantic remodel going on in Las Vegas, chances are I'll be the one that comes out. We'll do a meet and greet, decide what you need, want, what your desires are. We'll put it on paper, and we'll get you taken care of. That's the whole idea behind Aqua Plumbing, is to make sure that our customers are happy, and when we leave, we're happy, they're happy, you're happy, and that's what we're all about. So let's see, what do we have left here on our little shindig here?
Should have brought your glasses.
Yeah, I should have brought my glasses. I was offered some reading glasses today, and I didn't. I didn't accept the offer. I'm really having some struggles here.
It's not too late.
I'm being told by production that it's not too late to get some glasses. One of the things that we pride ourselves on at Aqua Plumbing is free plumbing inspections. And people say, well, your time is valuable. Why would you offer free home plumbing inspections? It's because we want to make sure that people's houses are safe. We want to make sure that people in the buildings that they're working in are safe. And there's a lot of things that a normal everyday person that's not educated in the plumbing world can look at, can see, and see if there is a possible failure, which usually turns into a flood situation in their building or their house. So that's one of the things that we're also going to talk about. We will gladly look at that. I got some glasses. And they're so dirty I can't see out of them. Right on. Oh, look at that. How's this? Is this color good on me?
It is.
Does this complement my outfit?
It does.
Yeah, right on. Thank you, sir. What a guy. Must be how we must have somebody listening in the conference room, because I got 15 people that just brought me glasses. I've got written here on my script here what motivates us, and I think I covered a lot of it. What do you think motivates us to get up every morning and put our shoes on backwards and run out the door?
The biggest thing that motivates us is our ability to give back to the community.
That's very true. We do a lot of work for Rebuilding Together, don't we?
We do.
How about tell our listeners what Rebuilding Together is? And don't say Bob's name.
Okay.
Did I say that? Did I say that out loud?
Rebuilding Together is an amazing organization that does emergency services for people's houses, and they're one of very few in Las Vegas that, for the elderly, the less fortunate, they will go in and do emergency services to make people's houses safe for them to live in.
And that's not just plumbing.
No, not plumbing.
So if they've got an electrical problem,
HVAC.
didn't I hear they were just out there doing a new HVAC on a lady's house the other day?
They did with the Fox 5 Surprise Squad.
Fox 5 is a TV channel here in Las Vegas. It's a morning news show at 4:30 a.m. And they have a surprise squad, and what they do is they go out. They receive letters from people that believe other people may need some help, and then there's an investigation that goes on, and then Fox 5 goes out and takes care of whatever needs those people are, whether it be a trip for a family illness or whatever the case may be. In this particular case, as I understand it, the lady was having some problems with the mechanics of her home.
Right. She had lived without air conditioning, and she was having major plumbing issues, so we got to take part in the surprise squad.
Very good. And it's also my understanding one of our technicians is going to spend the entire day there tomorrow.
He is.
That's very good. All right. Well, we've wrapped up our first quadrant of our hour. We really appreciate everybody listening in, and stay tuned. We're gonna go into some more Plumbing 101 with Aqua Plumbing in a couple of minutes. Thank you. We are back on. Thank you again for tuning in to Plumbing 101 with Aqua Plumbing here in Las Vegas. Where did we leave off, Ma?
I really don't remember, since you're hogging the paper over there.
It was Rebuilding Together.
Oh,
Rebuilding Together. So Rebuilding Together, they do really, really fine work. It's my understanding they receive government grants, and then they're able to pay for these
emergency services
that people are having, that they're encountering in their lives, and it's a really good organization. What else are we organized, or what other organizations are we affiliated with?
Oh, yeah, you're going to put me on the spot right now.
Relay for Life?
Relay for Life.
What do we do for them?
We have a race car that
We don't have a race car.
We do. You work on it. I drive it.
Oh, that's how it works? Okay.
That's how it works.
Go get the kicking boy. He'll fix it.
We have a Relay for Life race car that...
How many times have you run out of gas in that?
Only one, because my pit crew wasn't doing their So
since the pit crew didn't put a gas gauge in the dashboard of the car, how do you know how much gas is in the car?
I'm married to the number one redneck, and I have a paint stick that is marked for my gas gauge.
Okay, and
it's right in my trunk, right next to my gas tank.
Where's the first one?
In the gas tank.
Right. I asked her the other day, I said, you need to check your gas. So she took this paint stick and she sticks it in the gas tank, and
I dropped it. I did.
I get this funny look, and what the hell's the matter? She says, I just dropped it in the gas tank. So we've got a wood stick floating around the gas tank now in the race car. There's no getting it out. It's there forever. So yeah, so you have a race car and you race it where?
I race it through the SCCA. It's an autocross. So I just race against time. I'm not racing with other people on the track, thank God.
Probably a good thing for them.
That's probably a good thing for them.
And the paint job.
But all the money that we make from the race car goes to Relay for Life, which is an organization for cancer survivors.
Very good. And there is no purse money at the SCCA level. You build a car, buy a car, bring a car, drag a car. You bring it down there. You get the car inspected by some tech officials, and you get to go out and race it between 5 and 9 times an evening. And it is a race for just for time. It's a tremendous amount of fun. Spectators are free to get in. You come in, you sign a little waiver, put a wristband on you, and you get to watch about 4.5, 5 hours of road racing fun.
And I'll take passengers if anybody wants to come.
And we did put a passenger seat in the car. Helmets are available. We let we like to give children rides, but anybody's really allowed to ride in the car. It's got racing seats in it, fully seat belted, roll cage, everything. Cars out there are not required to have that, but what we did is we built a retro 1967 Mustang that you would have seen race on Riverside, Willow Springs, racetracks like that. So it's a replica race car, but it's actually truly a bona fide race car. We built the car from the ground up, and Becky gets in it and races it. She will be at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway this Saturday night at the dirt track pit paddock, racing around 200 to 300 cones. If anybody wants to come out to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway this Saturday night, which would be the 14th, 15th, the 16th, is that correct? The 16th at 7 p.m. 15th? It's the 15th, 7 p.m. at the dirt track pit paddock. A lot of fun. Doesn't cost anything to get in. Bring a lounge chair and a couple of Pepsis or Coca-Colas and sit around and watch everybody race. And you might be one of the fortunate passengers that get to race around the track with Becky. And let me tell you, I raced with her in her 4th race 2 weeks ago, and it scared the bejesus out of me. Holy hell, I couldn't believe it. She can plant that car in the turns and make it go. So if you want to come down and have some fun at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway this Saturday night, the 15th, we'd love to have you. If anybody wants us to put their company name on our race car for a year, we ask that you donate to the Relay for Life $1,000. Bring us the receipt. We will gladly put your name on our car for a year. We will revisit you in a year and see if you want to do it again. I ran into some Relay for Life ladies at a networking mixer, Henderson Chamber of Commerce breakfast the other day, and they were from Relay for Life.
And they want us to show the car at one of their events.
Yes, they do. We're gonna actually trailer the car over there because the car is street legal, but it's a miserable turd to drive in the summertime because it is so hot. So we actually throw it on a trailer. We ride in an air-conditioned truck and we drop it off, and we're going to go ahead and display it for the Relay for Life people. And the same thing, we trailer the car to the events because it's just not any fun to drive the car. And what was the temperature today here? 213.5 degrees, I think. I
don't know, but my pit crew should have put air conditioning in it.
Yeah, well, that's 2 horsepower. We couldn't give that up. So you're not getting air conditioning. You're just not going to happen.
So what motivates you to get out of bed every morning? Why did you pick the plumbing field?
Well, that's not what motivates me to get up every morning. I like seeing my naked wife run around the house in the morning, and that's what motivates me to get up. The plumbing is
at work, babe. At work.
Oh, the motivation to get up for work, that's secondary to that.
Oh,
yeah.
No, thank you.
What motivates me to get up? That's really an easy question. Again, we like to help people. One of the primary functions of Aqua Plumbing is we perform a lot of fire restoration repair. If a person's building her home, specifically in this conversation, we'll talk about a house. Someone has a house burn, they've typically lost everything, and it's a very devastating time in their life. So with that said, obviously the house has to be completely rebuilt, and we're very instrumental in replumbing the house, if you will. And of course the electrical contractor, they're going to rewire the house. The mechanical people, the air conditioning people, they're going to put all new air conditioning in the house. And to see these houses when we're done rebuilding them is just absolutely phenomenal. It just gives you a really, really good feeling about what you do and what you're a part of. You can go out and change somebody's water heater, and they're very grateful because they took a cold shower last night or this morning, and today they're going to be able to take a warm shower and wash their hands with warm water, and that's very, very gratifying as well. My technicians really like doing that and experiencing that. But when you completely rebuild a home, or you're part of the rebuilding process of a home, and you get to go see the finished product before the people are going to move back into their new home, granted they've lost pictures and guns and antiques and things like that, but when excuse me, when they walk into that house and it's all brand new, fresh, rebuilt, it really helps take the sting out of what has occurred in their life. And that's really what motivates me to get up, aside from you always make me get up and feed the dog.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate, but okay.
I fed the dog this morning. No, I didn't. I fed the dog last night.
Yeah.
I didn't want to feed the dog this morning because last night when I fed the dog food container in the pantry was almost empty, and my lazy ass didn't want to go over to the bag and lift a 50-pound bag into the container and then feed the dog.
You forgot when you were talking about our family that we have a very large dog.
We do have a very large dog, yes.
That happens to be named Artie.
Yes, so there's 2 Arties in the house. We have,
lucky me.
Yeah, we have 2 Arties in the house. Both of us have the same mentality, really. You're
a pain in my ass?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
We definitely have that going for us, but he's a very, very pretty dog. He's a Doberman Pinscher. He's 5 years old. He's 126 pounds, and the other day I decided it would probably be a good idea to put a leash on him and jump on my son's longboard. Well, I'm buzzing down the road. This dog is pulling me down the road on a longboard. Now, I just turned 50 years old 2 weeks ago, and I'm on this longboard, and I'm hauling ass down this street. And it wasn't the longboard. I had it figured out.
Okay, wait. You need to preface this with, as he's walking out of the house with the longboard in his hand, I tell him, babe, this is a really bad idea. I don't think you should do this. And he tells me, oh, I'll be fine.
So I was fine. I put the longboard down. I got on the longboard. I gave it a little kick. I tugged on the leash. The dog took off like a shot. And I had the longboard figured out, but it was the 80 miles an hour that I was struggling with a little bit. And so with that said, I bailed and I pulled a hamstring muscle. It's called a hammy. Did you know in sports?
You bailed as you were doing the splits and a Superman all in one fail swoop.
It was beautiful. And we just had some friends pull up in front of the house to drop off a tool of mine that they had borrowed, so they got to see the whole damn thing. I turn loose of the dog, he takes off like a shot, and of course as soon as there's no tension on the leash, he loses his brain. He doesn't remember his name's Artie. So yeah, it was
pretty hilarious. This one time I wish I had my video camera. We would have been $100,000 richer. She comes running out in the street, and she doesn't one time say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" She was rolling in the street. She was crying. It was hell. She got dirtier than I did. She couldn't even hardly talk. She was laughing so hard. And then about 80 minutes later, we decide the dog's missing. We have to go find the dog now, and it was a bad day it was a bad day for my hamstring that day. It was a pretty hilarious day.
Yes, it was.
So why don't you talk a little bit more about the free home inspections that we offer?
We can do that. We will definitely do that after the next commercial break. That's in 2 or 3 minutes, and that's called a hook. That's so when people go take a pee while we're doing commercials,
they'll hurry back.
They'll come back, right?
And be thankful that their toilet flushes and they don't have to call us.
I have a new saying. I have a new jingle. Would you like to hear it?
I would.
If you flush your toilet, do you really want to hear that country western song backwards? Huh? Now,
nobody gets that one, babe.
Nobody gets that one?
No.
Okay, so what is that song? Who sings that?
I have no idea.
Well, some country singer jackass out there sings some song about if you
play it backwards,
play
you
the
get your
country
house
song
and your
backwards,
wife and your dog.
Well,
And
do you really, when you flush your toilet, do you want that country western song to be playing backwards? I don't think so. Because we all know what's going to happen in that situation. Well, thank you again for listening to our second segment of our very first show, Plumbing 101 with Aqua Plumbing here in Las Vegas, Nevada. By the way, our office hours in Las Vegas, Nevada are 7 to 4. That's when you can actually talk to people. After 4, we have a little voice recording on our phone that directs you to another phone number that you can get immediate service 24 hours a day. And we would love to hear from anybody. Also, in our next 15 minutes, we are going to ask some people to call in with a few questions if they would like. We can answer some plumbing questions, maybe. And we'd love for you to...
I probably can.
We'll let you give a stab at it, and then I'll maybe fix it or wreck it or whatever the case. Whatever happens. Whatever happens. So
okay.
Please stay tuned. We're going to go to a couple of commercials, and we'll be back in a few.
Hi, welcome back. My husband's over here dancing while we're supposed to be talking.
Heck yeah. Very good. So you wanted me to talk a little bit more about our free home plumbing inspections.
I do.
All right. What do you want to know?
I want to know how people can get us to come out to their house and get a free home inspection and what they get at the end. What can they expect once we come out there and look at their home?
Well, what we do is we receive a phone call from a would-be customer that would like to have a free home plumbing inspection, and let me say before people are sitting there on their couch right now, or they're sitting at their desks and they've got their significant other and they're hovered over their laptop computer right now and they're listening very intently and they're looking at each other with googly eyes and they're like, why in the hell would they drive all the way across town for a free plumbing inspection? There's got to be a string attached. Here's the string. Chances are we're going to find a problem. Just because we do the free home plumbing inspection doesn't mean you have to use us. Heck, you could have an uncle come over and fix it. As long as we can identify a problem, 2, 3, 4, 5, 18 problems or whatever, depending on the age of the home, at least you now as the homeowner have an idea and fully understand that a plumbing system in a home is exactly the same in the world of automotive. You got to change your oil in your car. You've got to maintenance your car. You got to make sure the tires are full of air, transmission fluid's full, and with that said, plumbing systems are a living system as well, where they need to be checked out from time to time. Water heaters do not last forever. Faucets do not last forever. Water softeners do not last forever. Nothing in the plumbing system is designed to last forever. But you came home, you went to the grocery store, some jackass cut you off on the way, somebody ran a stop sign, you spilled coffee on you, you threw your phone on the floor, or it fell off the console in the center of the car. These are all things that happened to me today. And and you get home and, oh my God, you walk in and it's nice and cool. Because remember what I told you, what the temperature is outside today? 213.5 degrees?
Absolutely.
That's like 6 degrees centigrade less than frying an egg.
It's not that hot.
In the shade.
Just because you don't like the heat.
With your pants off.
It's not that hot.
It's that hot. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Mm-hmm. The last thing you're thinking about is your plumbing system. The first thing you're thinking about is a cool glass of water and possibly a cool shower.
Or a beer.
Or a beer. And I'm glad you brought that up, because then you can run in the house, have a beer. Now you got to pee. Then you go in and you flush the toilet. You listen to that country western song backwards, and you have a new problem. So you spilled your coffee. You lost your phone onto the other side of the car. Some jackass cut you off. Some butthead ran a stop sign. The lady, the cashier at the store made you mad. All these things happened, and now the country western song's playing backwards, and you've got a plumbing problem. That's a bad day.
That is a very bad day.
Now, what does it tell you when you flush one toilet and it's plugged up? Nah, big deal. And then one of your kids comes home, and I'm not talking about us, but in general, one of your kids comes home from school, takes a big duty, and that toilet's plugged up too. What do you think that problem is?
That's the whole house problem.
That's the whole house problem. So is that the difference between an emergency service call and a regular service call? If one toilet's plugged up but everything else is working,
That's
obviously
not an emergency.
it's an emergency in that room.
Right.
Hang a sign on the door and call us in a week. We're there. Just Google Aqua Plumbing and get our phone number and give Kelly a call, and she'll schedule somebody to come out and take care of that one. But if all of the toilets are plugged up, is the kitchen sink plugged up?
Yes.
And everything else is plugged up?
Everything.
So if you're upstairs taking a shower and your house is plugged up, where's that water going? It's going out of the toilet downstairs. You don't know it because you're upstairs, and then you've got to call a restoration company. You've got to call and have the water and the hazardous materials, aka dookie, taken care of and removed from your house. You rolled your eyes at me. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's not a breakfast sausage laying on the floor when the house is flooded.
Okay.
You've got to deal with it. You have to deal with it now, right?
Yes.
So with that said, you'd give us a call, emergency service, we run right out there, shazam, no more a problem, we leave, and the problem is, however, you've got a problem, a flood in your home.
But if we come out before that and do a free home inspection, we may be able to tort that, and then it wouldn't be an emergency.
That is very true. It's very difficult to detect a possible under slab or drainage emergency from a visual plumbing inspection. But where I was going with this is, if you go home and you use the downstairs bathroom and it's plugged up, and you notice that the other part of the house is plugged up, even if it's not, that should give you rise to think, I have a plumbing problem. I need to give Aqua Plumbing a call. Do not go upstairs and use the facilities upstairs, because that's the mentality of some people. A lot of people. Well, downstairs isn't working. They don't realize we've got
everything is connected.
We have a physics problem here, do we not? If it's plugged up and they go upstairs and take a shower bath, can you imagine filling up your bathtub with 72 gallons of nice warm water, got your Calgon out, candles?
I don't know what that's like.
What's that goofy wine you drink? Arbor Mist?
Yeah. I'm a cheap date.
Right. Yeah. You married me. Enough said. Okay, we can end the show now. and you knew that downstairs was plugged up. Okay. But you slid into that bathtub. I'll deal with the plug up later. I have got to take a Calgon. I have got to relax. So you put the cucumbers on your eyes. You got your candles going. I don't know why you'd do both of those, because you can't see the candles. Mm-hmm. But it would smell good. It'd smell like a salad. You could pour a little pour a little vinegar and oil in your belly button, and somebody'd come home and
Where are you going with this?
They'd get hungry. Here's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
You get all done. You're all nice and relaxed. You're standing on a towel. Your pretty little feet.
I know you're not talking about me.
Yeah, I was visualizing from this morning again. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
So you pop the drain. You're all relaxed. You've eaten the cucumbers. You've drank the wine. You've blown the candles out. You are ready for anything. The DEA could show up and you'd be like, kiss my butt. I just had a Calgon. And you've popped the drain. Where's the water going? It is coming up. Remember, you're upstairs. Mm-hmm. It is coming up through all of the drains downstairs. You go downstairs, there's 72 gallons of water all over your downstairs floor. Is that a good day?
That's a really, really bad day.
That's a really, really bad day. So one of the reasons why we really want you to stay tuned in for the next 26, 7, 8, 9, I lost count, episodes of Plumbing 101 with Aqua Plumbing is for a little bit of common sense tidbits such as this one. If you have a drain stoppage downstairs in your 2-story house, please do not go upstairs and use the facilities. You will have a flood downstairs. So that whole dissertation just now was all about just don't do it. It's one of the dangers of having plumbing facilities in your home. And I guess the other subject matter would be do's and don'ts.
Absolutely. And what happens when someone has a flood in their house? If they're like me, they just remodel the house.
That's true. 12 years ago, our washing machine, we must have had a gremlin or something. I don't know. It decided to turn itself on while we were at work. And I came home and there was 3 inches, 4 inches of water all through our house. And we went ahead and had all the water sucked out of the house, the drywall cut 2 feet up. Because when you have a flood in your house, the drywall in your house, it acts like a wick in a candle, and it draws the moisture up into the drywall. And if it's not taken care of properly, it can turn into a moldy, musty smell, and it's reasonably unpleasant, and it just never seems to go away. So you've got to have a tremendous amount of expense, whether it be in the form of a deductible to your insurance company. We chose not to call our insurance company because my wife walked in and said, "Oh my God, my effing house, I can't believe this." And in about 35 seconds, she got that look on her face that you men out there know what I'm talking about. "Oh my God, we get to remodel." So our house was built in 92, and we completely remodeled it 12 years ago. It was very expensive, but
we needed more bedrooms. We had too many kids.
Right, and the flood prompted it. So
That's
we
right.
actually turned lemons
Into lemonade.
But
Absolutely.
not everybody is skilled in the construction world. Not everybody knows the people that we know, which incidentally, we're going to be asking some of these people to come on the radio and talk about their vocation, their philosophy, why they're in business, why they're doing what they're doing, what their passion is. And it's all connected to the plumbing industry. So we will have a lot of really cool guests in the next weeks to come, and one of the things we will be talking about is a peril in the house, whether it be the water heater having a leak. I've got a really funny water heater story, and I'm going to say his name on the radio, and I hope the jackass is listening. The water softeners, when they blow up, they don't necessarily blow up in the garage. They actually blow up internally, and you'll have all these little yellow beads run all through your plumbing system, and it plugs up your faucets. And water softeners are little trolls. They're nasty little people when it's time for them to go, and they go out with a bang. They really do. I mean, a boom, boom, bing, bong, bang.
It's better than a water heater actually blowing up, though. It could land 2 blocks away.
That is very true. If anybody would like to, during break, you only have a couple seconds, go to YouTube, Mythbusters, water heater explosions, and you will see how bad a water heater can really be if it's installed incorrectly. Is that not right?
That's absolutely right.
So what do you think when the other thing everybody needs to do, and this is part of our plumbing home inspections, is run in the closest bathroom. Run in the closest bathroom and look inside your toilet tank and see if the bolts that are holding the tank onto the bowl, see if they're actually still a screw head, or if they're a blob of orange. If they're a blob of orange, there's a good chance we'll be over there remodeling your house, because if they're if they're a blob of orange, what does that mean?
All the metal's gone, and your toilet is going to leak everywhere.
What happens is the toilet tank, the bolt will break, the toilet tank will kick itself up a little bit, it will drain onto your floor, the mechanism inside the toilet will think the toilet needs to be refilled, and in essence it's filling your house. What happens if that's upstairs?
You lose the ceiling in the bottom floor.
That is correct. What if it's a bedroom and grandma's staying downstairs? She's really pissed.
Well, I was thinking she could get really hurt, but
you imagine?
That's just the difference between men and women, how we think.
I just had this visual. Oh, damn it! And you come running into grandma's bedroom and you fling the door open, and she's sitting on her bed, sitting up, and she's got a piece of drywall around her shoulders and her head sticking through the drywall.
Yeah, she'd be pretty pissed.
Oh, I can't imagine the conversation that would ensue after that.
I know my mom's not coming to live with us after this show.
Right, exactly. So that's what can happen if you have shoddy bolts, not necessarily shoddy. The toilet tank bolts have lived their life, they've done their job, and it's time for them to be replaced, just like tires on an automobile. Is that right?
It is, and it's also the water in the Las Vegas Valley.
The water in the Las Vegas Valley has a lot of minerals in it, a lot of solids. It's corrosive to plumbing systems. It's very good. It's very good water for the human body and your skin. But it's really important to know that when you have, I wouldn't call it aggressive, but you could probably constitute it as aggressive, but it's the water we have. It's the water we drink. It's the water we bathe in. It's the water you're stuck with. So when you go to the gas station and you get a load of bad gas in your car, maybe you need to take that down and have it looked at. What you need to do is load up your house, bring it to us, and we'll check it out.
I don't think that's how it works.
That's not how it works?
No, that's not how it works. That's why we have wonderful technicians that'll go to them.
Oh, we go to their house.
We go to them.
See, I learned something every day. Well, again, thank you for listening to our third segment of Plumbing 101 with Aqua Plumbing. Enjoy the commercials, and we'll be back in just a second. Thank you again. 15-minute segment of our wonderful Plumbing 101 show with Aqua Plumbing.
I have something really important that you need to talk about.
I wanted to get callers to call. Let's see if we get, we've got about 6 listeners out there. Maybe one of them will call.
Okay.
Our phone number here is 483-4444, 702-483-4444. We have no idea what the hell to do after that if the phone rings, so somebody give us a call and we will play right along. We'll figure it out. So in the interim, while we're waiting for the switchboard to not light up, what would you like to talk about?
I want you to talk about the law a little bit.
Hang on. That is 702-48. The switchboard's not lighting up. 702-483-4444. 483-4444. We have time for one caller today.
Okay. So you are also an instructor for a 4-year apprenticeship program that we have here in Las Vegas.
I instructed the dog the other day to get out of the house, and the dog did not listen.
Well, it's a good thing your students listen, but being an instructor, you're very proactive about the law, and we want people to know about the laws, about handymen. So why don't you talk a little bit about that?
We can do that. I am an instructor for our accredited 4-year plumbing training program. It is here in Las Vegas. We have 30 students.
34 this year.
We have 34 students, first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Fourth year will graduate. They will have a certificate of completion and an actual bona fide journeyman's license, journeyman's plumbing license. And that is required in Las Vegas to be a plumbing professional in the highest capacity of the plumbing world. And it takes 4 years. These gentlemen and ladies work very, very hard. They actually work 40 hours a week for a member contractor of our organization. Not Aqua Plumbing, it's an organization we belong to. And they have to come to school twice a week at night and actually go through Plumbing 101, 201, 301, and 401 textbooks. I'm third-year instructor, and that affords me to be able to go into the code book and the Plumbing 101 instruction manual and actually relearn things that I have forgotten in the plumbing world, because you can't know everything about plumbing. It's way too much. It's just like a lawyer can't remember every law. They've got law books. We have plumbing code books, and then again, it's an effort to keep everybody safe and healthy in the country, and not only Las Vegas. And the school's very, very important to us, and we turn out some very skilled professionals that can actually go out, read blueprints, install plumbing system correctly, get them inspected, and then building owners can move forward with their business endeavors. So that is one of the things that we do. Our actual school starts Monday, August 24. We're going to do our induction for all of the students. They're going to sign their indenture paperwork, and their first night of instruction is actually, a couple Mondays from now.
It is. We are going to have probably a couple of the apprentices on one of our shows to talk about what they think of the plumbing industry and what they see on a daily basis.
Yes, we are going to have I was going to say instructors. We might even bring another instructor on.
Maybe.
Just never know. It's all who.
I can interview both of you.
There you go. We can certainly do that. So that's a lot about what we do. It's Aqua Plumbing's all about keeping everybody safe and happy, and educating as many people as we can, not only our students but our homeowners.
Absolutely.
So, with that said, you want to talk a little bit more about the free home plumbing inspections?
Sure.
All right. So, what we'll do is you call our office, Google Aqua Plumbing, Bing Aqua Plumbing, find Aqua Plumbing on the internet, however you deem it necessary to find Aqua Plumbing. There are several Aqua Plumbings. There's one in Sarasota, Florida. There's one, I believe, in Minnesota. I Googled us the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We're everywhere.
Oh.
It isn't us.
It isn't us.
We're everywhere.
One is enough.
We're only here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Anybody in the country can certainly call us up. We'll do our best to answer your questions. Throughout the country, there are different plumbing codes. We use the uniform plumbing code. We're in the 2012 edition. And the other part of the country, other parts of the country, they might have their own state code. They might have international code. Not everybody uses the same code, but they're similar in nature, and plumbing systems function the same because it's physics, right?
Yeah, shit rolls downhill.
Right, just like that. Told you guys she was going to swear.
I did.
That's what she does.
Sorry.
So,
not a virgin anymore.
Yeah. So we will certainly answer any questions that we need to answer. But if you call our office, Kelly will answer Sierra or Kelly will answer the phone. They will get you scheduled. We will certainly come out, do a free plumbing inspection. We write you a written report as to what's going on, what we have found, and then of course we're going to charge you to make the repairs. But we will make the repairs at your discretion at another time if you want us to come back out, and we will discuss pricing to get your plumbing system. I guess the best way to say it is tuned up, like if you go to an automobile garage. So just jack your house up, bring it on over. We'll have a quick look at it. We'll price it accordingly.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. You keep saying that's not how it works.
No. Well, since you're the one that does the plumbing inspections, you really don't do plumbing much anymore.
Nope, I don't do plumbing anymore. I gave all my tools away.
Is that why you didn't fix the toilet in our house?
That is correct.
Oh.
I gave all my tools away, and I told you I gave all my tools away, and as usual, the wife doesn't typically listen very well, so she fixed the toilet her own damn self.
Yes, I did. I was tired of waiting.
Is it still working?
Absolutely.
Right on.
I did a good job.
You did a good job. I'm very happy with the job that you did.
I want more women to be involved in the plumbing industry. I'm very passionate about that.
Women that want to be in the plumbing industry, please call us at 702-483-4444. You've got a couple more minutes. 702-483-4444. Any women that want to be in the plumbing industry. It's glitz, glamour. It's all you can think.
No, it's not.
So let's talk about that. Women in the industry, should you have long nails? You could dig. Oh, if you had long nails, who needs a shovel?
No, I don't know if you remember this. This was about 15 years ago, but I was putting together some
cleanouts. You were putting. She always says
cleanouts.
She always says these thingies. They're called
no,
cleanouts.
I know what they are now.
Okay.
And I was using the glue and the cement, and the next thing I knew, I had no more fingernails, and I was a little upset about that. I had no idea they were acetone based, and it took my nails right off of me.
So you went from having nice nails to nubs, and
I did.
But you got the job done.
I got the job done.
Hey, let's talk about the plumbing system you actually installed next time on our next show, which is next Thursday at 2:00. And I think women that might want to break into the industry might want to hear about your the plumbing system you actually installed. It was an entire house.
It was for Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, we will talk about that on our next show. You'll need to write that down if the case we cannot going to remember.
Forget.
Yeah, we'll both forget.
That's okay.
All right. Well, you've been listening to our very first show of Plumbing 101 with Aqua Plumbing. We really, really appreciate everybody's phone calls today. We loved having you call in here. The switchboard was not lit up at all, and we will get over that hurdle next time. Again, thank you for calling us. Until next week, remember, Aqua Plumbing is the name, turd herding is the game, and if it's brown, it's going down. Thank you all for listening.